Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Fortnite tips and tricks video. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to win more solo games, how to just get better at this game, especially in Season 7, and how to play under pressure when you're getting constantly third-party by people out of planes, by people rushing you, by people flying out of the sky, because that's really what happens quite a bit in Season 7, and how to stay calm under pressure and win multiple gunfights in a row by basically not taking damage. We're going to analyze this gameplay here where I get a nice solo win. You can see here I have 17 people left, only one kill. Very slow start. I just landed, looted on the outside with a pretty chill game. But this end game here, I pretty much kill the majority of players left, and it's a pretty intense battle. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. If you guys could smack a like on something, I'd very much appreciate that. I want to say, Merry Christmas to everyone celebrating that, and just happy holidays to everyone. I hope everyone is having a great time of year. And hey, if you guys want to give me a Christmas gift, smack that like button, subscribe to the channel, and also huge shout out to everyone. The item shop. I don't know what it's gonna be tomorrow, maybe something even more crazy, because it's been absolutely lit lately, and there's just so many new skins. There's so many new skins. It's almost hard to decide which ones to buy, which ones to pass on, and different stuff like that. But everyone using my supporter creator code, the Goblin YT, in the item shop, shout out to you. I very much appreciate it. It does help out quite a lot. So we're gonna analyze this gameplay and go through step by step what was happening and where I sort of get overrun, because that happens a little bit once I enter the zone. So right here is pretty simple. I get some shots in on this guy, and once you get shots in on a player, the next thing you want to do is, especially when you see that white hit marker, that means that they are on their health. Of course, there he's able to pop a shield, and I get sniped by a third party. And this is it. This is where pressure's going to come. I got sniped by a third party. That guy didn't do anything to get me weak, but he was lucky that someone else was able to do that, get me weak, and then I have to basically deal with it. Right there, a very common thing. People are going to go for that edit play right in the middle. Very predictable. A smarter player will know not to go for it. And then you can see here, another third party, that's the guy that probably sniped me, jumping in on me, and I hit him in the head. So I was fighting from the low ground on that first one, or on that second fight, just because, I was fighting the first guy while he was ramping up. That's gonna happen. You're gonna be in those bad positions, and that's what this video is all about. I was in a bad position. That guy luckily didn't take his time up top to abuse the height advantage. He just dropped down on me, and that was his mistake. He dropped down too quick on me. Boom! Right in the head. He exposed himself through that whole jump, and that's how I was able to win those fights. Once you have a major key in this game is getting a blue pump, a purple pump, or a gold pump, and if you have the ability to hit those head, you can one-shot with any of those guns to the head, or even if you don't hit a full-on 200 or whatever. I hit that guy for like 167 or something, which is still crazy, even if you don't hit all the pellets. A good shotgun shot will save you in this game. Being able to build and get height quick, and being able to have a good shotgun shot when you're under pressure will save you. So here's where even more pressure happens. I'm like, okay, I gotta move to the zone, and it looks like there's about 3 or 4 planes flying above me, and honestly, I'm gonna say it, I'm not the biggest fan of planes in this game. I don't like them. I think they should be removed, but it is how it is, and I'm not gonna stop playing Fortnite because of that, at least not for now. It might make some people play less or different stuff like that, and that's totally understandable, but there's ways to deal with these planes, and the main thing is when you have a lot of ammo, take shots at them. You can destroy these planes quite easily, and once you knock them out of a plane, the enemies are going to be floating too, so you can get shots in there. Okay, here's another time where I am third partying. Right here, it's risky what I'm doing because I'm standing still to get those shots in. So when you're doing that, you're kind of just hoping no one is going to third party snipe you, and it's kind of, not the smartest. But now I'm the third party approaching this. I get some shots in on the blue striker, and I realize the blue striker had also taken out the other player right before that. And the reason why I knew that is because of the kill feed. When you're in streamer mode, you can see the different skins and what they're doing with killing different players in the lobby. So you can basically, get that. And right here, I hear a player drop out of his plane and sort of go into his glider, I think it was, or I heard another plane around. And once you're doing that, yeah, here's the guy that dropped out of his glider. I try to get height advantage immediately by hitting some quick 90s. I get this kill, and then I have another plane on top of me. And this is not how I'm gonna say it, this is BS. This is not how Fortnite should be. So when dealing with the planes, build and then sidestep. Major key. That guy hit the best right turn I've ever seen in a plane and nailed me for 20 damage, but luckily he didn't send me flying, and then of course I'm able to knock him out of the plane. The counter to planes is to have a strong weapon and to have something like have a lot of ammo, so you're not really worried about being wasting it, dodging them when they go aggressive on you, and then being smart when you go aggressive on them. Right here, I sort of make the play on this guy, and I rush around. I hear another third-party person sniping at me, and that's why I make the conscious decision to drop on this guy or rush him, because I knew, number one, he came out of a plane blown up, so that would be 50 damage. Here is another party here, and you can see, look, like I had 1 kill just a little bit ago, and now we're already at 6 kills. kills, I'm dropping through, and I'm taking out these gunfights. I'm being smart with them, but I'm also making sure that I can win them. Like right there, for example, that guy hit that shot, and that was dangerous, but when I realized he was jumping there and I had a free shot, I took it, and then here I'm able to heal up. So the key there is I didn't take too much damage in a lot of the fights where I didn't need to, and even when I did take damage, I was able to have these heals and have the effects to be able to heal up and loot up. So at this point, I'm now in a nice spot where five people left, 7 kills, and then of course, what a surprise, another homie shows up. Like, this is just crazy how this game is played now. And you can see, once again, 50 damage by blowing up that plane. That is huge because that's damage right to their health as well. So that's better, you know, it's gonna be quicker to kill them, whether it's from the storm, whether it's from anything like that. I move over here to try to find this guy, but I kind of lose track of him, and I realize, yo, I killed like so many people back there. I should probably go back and loot that before the zone comes in. And that was basically my mindset, because I mean, my mats were okay, my health was okay, but one thing about being 150 health that's very scary is that a heavy sniper, and tons of people love to snipe in this game nowadays. I mean, they have, I think, you know, people have always loved to snipe in this game, but in Season 7, people are getting better at it, of course, over time, and the heavy snipers are ridiculous because they can hit you for 150 or 157, depending on the color of it, to your body. So that would be a one-shot kill. Luckily, I find a 50 pot there, and that's simple math. It's worth popping the 50 pot for the 6 damage from the storm, and plus I have extra med kits here, so I don't really have to worry about that. Now, going into a final circle, a top 5, I'm looking pretty good. My mats have around 2k. I'm comfortable on mats. And my thing with the game, what I talk about for going for solo wins, and in my analyzing videos like this, make a plan. My plan here was sort of just to get to the zone. I'm great on ammo. I'm good on mats. I don't really have too much to worry about, except I have minis, and the 2 medkits is kind of a wasted slot because I could have used that for something better. Once again here, just quickly, as soon as someone starts shooting at you, you want to build and get up just a couple stories real quick. And then, of course, I'm able to put the pressure on this guy. I realized this guy wasn't the best build or anything like that. The Santa skin, he obviously was a low ground warrior. And I make a mistake sort of when I push him, I sort of just took that fight on too lackadaisically, I guess that would be the word. I was too lazy with it. I just sort of was like, oh, this guy's not that good of a builder, just boom, boom, you know? But by doing that, sure, I won the gunfight fairly easily, but he got a lot of damage in on me, and I've lost that. I was 196 before, now I'm 150, you know? So that was a mistake on my part right there. Even though I got the kill, it was easy. I didn't need to take damage there. Like, I wasn't a very good player, and I should have just kept my high ground and waited for the angles, edited down on him, and done something like that. So at this point, I'm realizing I'm back to 150, which isn't the worst, but it's not the best either. So I'm going to check this, and then there's also a vending machine up there. Of course, I'm able to grab a 50 pot here. So this is where luck comes into it also. I get kind of lucky getting this 50 pot. Of course, I got unlucky earlier being 8th party by so many people, but I won those fights, and that's just how the game is going to go. So I'm able to pop that, and then I also realize up here a little bit closer there is a vending machine, and I saw from a distance earlier that vending machine did contain a slurp juice, which is something that I would want to have in this game because, I mean, why wouldn't you want to have that? Think about it. I have a lot of mats. It's going to cost me, let's see, how many mats does that cost? 300 mats to change my med kit into a slurp juice. That's a no-brainer because the slurp can give you, first of all, it's way quicker to use, even though it takes more time to implement itself, I guess you could say. But quick to use is important late game. When you're in the top 4, top 3, that's where chug jugs and stuff, you know, big pots, they're not as good because it takes longer to get them off. Minis and a slurp juice or a couple slurp juices are really nice where you just pop them real quick and then you build and sort of delay the time to let that go in. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, I want to rotate to where the next sort of zone is. And this is where, I mean, this is the Fortnite with how they've changed the zones. And you can see I want to rotate over here to be like, okay, I'm going to go to where the zone's most likely going to collapse and get a good position over here. This guy's taking some shots in on at me. And whenever I try to size up enemies, so when I see that this guy built his base up on a single ramp, that's a beginner move. So I'm like, oh, this guy probably isn't the smartest because I mean, you know, you don't see a smart player doing that. Then this guy goes for the crazy builds on me, and we're in a build fight. So at this point, I'm like, okay, maybe I misjudged this guy, which is going to happen. You can see here, he gets the start off and gets the high ground on me. We exchange shots there. He does more damage to me than I do to him, though. And at this point, I'm like, you know, I'm going to pop this. I'm going to pop the minis. This is what I have them for. And I realize at this point also, I probably would have stayed to fight this guy and tried to either just drop down, break down the base, or regain high ground if that was where the zone was. But I'm all about winning, and I'm thinking a step ahead. What if I rush up and win that fight, but I'm down to like nothing and just have like 5 health and then 50 from the minis, I'm going to be in a bad spot. So what I do is I choose to medkit, and this is where I make the conscious decision, I guess you could say, from going all out for, I wasn't even going all out for kills, but I was rushing the kills a decent amount in a late game, and I was playing, a decent amount. I mean, I got, all these 8 kills in the last little bit, the last 10 minutes of this game so far, right? And at this point, I'm like, okay, I realized, first of all, that guy was a better player than I thought. It looked like there was a couple players that were building up over by the top of this area on Lazy Links. So at this point, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna chill. I'm in the zone. There's no point to move. Plus, I also, by build fighting that guy, used a lot of materials. So at this point, I'm like, there's no sometimes the best move is nothing. It's true, because at this point, what am I going to do? I mean, I'm going to drop down and try to farm up mats and probably just have no high ground and get exposed. I'm going to rush this guy and either get shot down or just... You never want to rush a guy that's waiting for you up on high ground. It's not the smartest move. So at this point, I put the traps down just in case anyone tries to, glide into me or anything like that. Just because there were so many plays in this game. I get a nice shot in there for 72, which any damage is key, but poking your head out even for a second exposes you to third-party snipers. And trust me, there's a lot of them that are looming in the dark corners and bushes and low bases around the top sort of area. So at this point, my mission is just play in the zone, and with 7 seconds left, I'm just basically waiting for the next zone to see where it's at and see if I'm going to jump pad or I'm going to drop down, I'm going to build over. And I realized, okay, this next zone is it's decently far away. What I want to do is replace that, just because with traps, you can't edit them and you can't see anything. So I want to replace that. So if I need to get out of here real quick, boom, I could edit, drop down there. So at this point, I was still contemplating, am I going to jump pad here or am I going to run to the zone manually? Because I'm not too far from it, and jump pads, you have to deploy them at a greater height than you used to. You can't just drop all the way down. They're not as good as they used to be, like in this game. So you expose yourself for quite a bit to be shot, especially from good players. So at this point, I was like, oh my gosh. When that happened, I'm getting third-partied by a person on a mounted turret. That was what made me decide it's time to get out of here. And the reason why I swerve so much in the sky, just to dodge people's bullets, that's basically it. And now I'm trying to get a power position in the zone, but there's still 4 people left. And I've noticed in Season 7, a lot of the people that I see late game, and sometimes you'll see a bad player late game, but there's a lot of good players you'll see late game, and it makes games feel like a scrim lobby or something like that. That you'll see like Tifu or someone playing, and you can see here, like, that guy takes out the kill. I'm making some smart plays. I also have another guy above me, and this whole game was like, every time it was either chill, and then every time there was pressure, it was quite a bit of pressure. And at this point, I'm trying to block a guy that has high ground and a guy that's below me as well. So my mission right there was to try to regain the high ground. One player actually does die, and this storm is hitting for 10, so I don't want to be in that storm, too much. I take the high ground up here, set up a trap as I'm fading away, and I'm fighting from the low ground at this point, which isn't going to be the best. He drops down. I don't think he meant to do that. What he should have done is, caught himself so he could have kept that high ground, but he dropped down, and it was a shotgun battle. I had more health. I hit him. We won it. That's how you do it, boys. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. You could learn a couple things about how, I hate getting overwhelmed and getting rushed by a bunch of people, but all you can do is do your best, and I think that some of the keys that I point out in this gameplay and analyzing could help you guys out. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Make sure you guys drop those likes, subscribe, and check out my Facebook stream where I usually play live pretty much every day, especially for the rest of this month. That's where I got this gameplay live earlier today, so check that out. Link in the description, and peace out, everyone. Have a great night.